Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dice Cast. I'm Russell-san, and with me I have,
Fishman.
where last we left off, Aquans and Jonas continued their journey along the plains north of the plateau towards the Elven lands. Along their way, they encountered a village that was being besieged by unseen spiritual forces.
Yeah.
They did some investigating and allied with the local druid Nikolai and discovered that the local hunters led by the local hunters had laid a series of bear traps in the forest, which had angered the local forest spirit. After Nikolai inadvertently triggered one of these bear traps, he won the party's sympathy, and they sought a solution to their problems in appeasing the spirit.
Sorry.
Okay. Additionally, they found a young woman who's being plagued by a spirit known as a fiery serpent, who took the appearance of her late husband and was slowly draining the life from her. And they were able to, with ease, drive that spirit off with relative ease.
He was bringing her gifts.
Yes. So, we ended last time after we finished a long rest and staying the night there, and then we left the village, and that's what we'll hand it over to you.
Yep. So, marching on our way. A overcast, but not quite rainy yet day. I would like a survival check, please. Make sure we head the right way.
1 second, I'm rolling new portents for the day.
Yeah, I guess that kind of matters.
All right, so survival with your assistance.
Yep.
Survival is not one of my better skills. All right, but that's a total of 18.
Oh, way more than enough.
Yeah.
Just to head the right direction.
Yep. Well, we're
All right.
heading north for the most part.
Yeah, north and slightly west. We are roughly in the middle now.
Yes, so we mostly want to keep the sun on that side of us.
Well, it depends on the time of day.
It's morning.
Yes. Sun up in the east. We made it that way just so our world wouldn't be too confusing. All right, so we're marching along.
Why reinvent the wheel? Or in this case, why reinvent the direction the sun rises in?
Yeah, I don't know. Some fantasy things get a little too carried away.
Yeah, but even Tolkien only did that once before it followed the normal cycle.
All right, we march.
Yes.
We stop. We have lunch. We march. We stop. We have supper.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I know. A very uneventful day.
I guess I should mark off food for the day
Yep.
because we're
Food.
through it already.
Yeah. Not nothing is really happening at all. It was just like a very kind of gray day. Nothing weather-wise, nothing as far as any unusual animals. It was just we saw some deer, a herd of horses went by, nothing at all out of the ordinary.
No strange floating castles, no valleys full of fog, no screams in the middle of the night.
No, no villages where people are being tormented by an upset evil spirit. No, sorry, upset forest spirit because people are trying to depopulate the local animal population with huge traps. Nothing like that at all. It's like normal.
I know, you seem to still have a chip on your shoulder against them for that.
The problem I had with them,
You would think that we were one of the ones that stepped in the bear trap.
the problem I have with them is we told them where we were going and they said nothing. They didn't say, well, wait a few minutes. We'll remove all these hazards out of your way. They just let poor old Nikolai pretty much lose a leg stepping in one of these things.
They were drunk at the time.
Sorry, no excuse. Anyway, yes, after all that, we had a quiet day. So I would like you to roll a survival check for finding a nice place for us to camp.
That's another 18.
All right, you find a nice idyllic spot, a little bit of cluster of trees with a nice even, well, not hard pack. It's actually kind of soft. Got some leaves there. There's a nice stream going by for fresh water. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So have supper. Is there any stuff you want to do before we pack it in for the night?
Hmm.
Any scroll making or research well, besides our usual research?
Yeah. Well, I think now would be a good time to make a scroll, and if it's quite calm for the moment.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm going to scribe a replacement banishment scroll because I used up the last one when we dealt with the shadow demon in Vern's Run.
Yes. All right.
All right. So I'm going to need to use 2/3 of the materials I have left for scribing.
Okay.
All right. So it's a DC 14. Actually, I don't want to ruin this. And we're all resting for the day, so I'll use my portent.
All right.
There it is. A 10. Middle of the road, so it wasn't going to be used for much else.
Okay.
So 15, which is enough for the scribing of the scroll.
All right.
So that's going to be what I'm doing for the next 8 hours.
8 hours. I was about to say that, you know, we had plenty of time, but I keep forgetting we are going up sufficiently in level now.
Yeah.
Things take longer and
Yeah, it is a
longer.
fourth level scroll.
Yeah. So
I'm already
we'll
my
give
first level scroll.
you first watch.
Sorry?
You can have first watch.
Okay.
You can start it like before sunset, and then you can just wake me up whenever you get that thing done.
Okay.
So,
I guess I'm an Alice. We have the hut and the alarm going.
yep.
Okay. Well, I'm much better at perception than I am at survival. All right. 23. Yeah. Two whole campaigns of being really bad at perception really sinks in.
Yeah, I know. Oh, the number of traps you've tripped because of that.
Yeah.
All
Actually,
right.
you could say 2.5 campaigns. Well, 2.25.
Ooh, that's interesting. You feel something, but you're not entirely sure what it is. You're concentrating mostly on your
Roll.
scroll. You have to obviously focus really well, but it's mostly Alice telling you that there's a vibration on the ground. That's that. It's
Like,
just a thought she's sending to you that it's like she saw something, a slight tremor. Very, very slight.
okay. Like a tame earthquake.
It wouldn't even measure on the Richter scale if it were.
Okay. So the ground is vibrating.
Just not consistently, just a little bit every now and then.
Is there someone around here doing drilling?
They're blasting over that way somewhere. So as you're getting close to finishing your scroll,
Yep.
you're starting to feel maybe just a little bit sleepy. Probably it's 8 hours of being doing this, but I would like you to roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. Well, I can't use my other portent.
Is that a one?
That was a 2. That's 2 sessions in a row I've rolled twos on one of my portents.
Yeah, well, they're very useful.
Yep. Oh, you had to say 1.
I have bad news for you.
I fall asleep.
before you finish your scroll.
Oh no! Does that mean I lose my scroll?
We've never had this happen before. Technically,
It's
sort of almost finished, but as you
yeah, technically it doesn't have to all be at once.
true, because higher level scrolls are going to take days to do.
Yeah.
I would like you to roll a dexterity check to see if, as you're falling asleep, you don't go and ruin the scroll.
Let me roll the other die.
This, hold on. What? Ugh. I was going to tell
Okay.
you the DC first. But the DC is this a dex check? The DC is only 10. You can add your dex modifier, but that's it.
All right, so I rolled an 18.
And you're fine. You move with years and years of experience. Well, actually, yeah, it's not really years and years yet, but
Yeah, this is probably not the first time I've fallen asleep working on a scroll, let's be honest.
yeah. So you manage to get the pen out of the way as you
Yeah.
literally just fall asleep.
All right, so unfinished, I'm going to write.
Yes, unfinished. It's near the end, so you only have maybe a couple hours left to do on it.
All right.
And you are asleep.
Yeah, I rolled a natural one.
I couldn't have asked for better. Thank you.
Why do I get a distinct feeling this is going to be bad for us? Well, it can't be magical in. Well, it can't be the. Sorry, no, it can't be the sleep spell. It can be magically induced sleep, just not the sleep spell.
All right. An hour was going to go by, unknown to you. I would like us both to roll Constitution saving throws to see who's going to wake up. I'm almost done. Like, so I'm
Yeah.
getting close to making my DC.
Well, okay. Not proficient to Constitution saving throws. No. So that's a 10.
You were asleep
Yeah.
when you have someone shaking your shoulder saying, "Really?" I wake up because I'm accustomed to waking up
Yeah.
for the usual amount of. I mean, I just had 8 hours of sleep, so
Yeah.
I'm fine. I wake up.
You see me slumped over with my scroll writing kit there.
Yep.
Thankfully, I haven't spilt or damaged anything, but
Well, fortunately, you had that special pen made way back when at the
yeah.
plateau.
See, planning ahead.
Yep.
That
It was one
occasionally
of those.
pays off.
Yeah. Oh, so you have not had a long rest.
No,
So
I mean, it's only been like an hour.
whatever spell slots you had used up last week, sorry, last.
Nothing. We had a long rest before we left the village, so
Oh, that's right
I was
too. Yeah. So
fresh.
it's just your portent that's down.
Yes.
All right. Because you haven't had a rest and we did a lot of walking, I would like you to roll for exhaustion, please.
Okay, here we go. Well, that's an 18 before I add my +6.
Okay, then DC was going to be really low because you did have actually,
A short rest, effectively.
yeah, you had an hour and a half worth of sort of sleep.
Yeah.
So I wake you up, give you a bit of razzing because, you're supposed
Middle
to
of the night?
it's dark.
Yeah.
There's no light.
Okay.
No, I mean, no light.
Oh, as in there's no starlight.
No, I mean, no light. The hut's lit because the hut's lit. I
Yes.
can turn the lights off in the hut for, sleeping purposes, but if I do that,
Yeah.
there's literally no light. Alice tells you she can't see anything.
Okay. Magical darkness, I assume, of some sort? Or something has gone really horribly wrong with the world and that's all that saved us?
And by the way, we're in some sort of void in the middle of some space continuum somewhere. No stars nearby. No, it's not that.
Okay. So, something has gone wrong.
Yep,
I say as I put my stuff away and get up.
yep. Yeah, the hut's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
No alarms have been triggered.
Well, I mentioned I heard the ground rumbling. Felt the ground rumbling during my shift a little bit.
No, you didn't.
No.
Alice reported that there was a bit of a tremor.
Yes.
Yep, that's it.
That's
That's all.
it.
And you
And
don't see
now apparently everything has gone dark.
now there's no light at all.
All right. Well, the first thing that I think of is magical darkness when that happens.
All right. So anything you want to do about that?
I don't know if there's anything we can do about that. You still do not have the material component we need to cast Dawn.
No, we are heading to the Elven lands to have one made.
Yeah.
So
Well, I could send Alice out and investigate, but that's not going to do much good in total darkness.
true. She is still will not be able to see anything. Oh, who knows? Maybe someone painted the hut in black paint. We don't know.
Well, unfortunately, my arcane eye is going to encounter similar problems. It has dark vision, but it can't see in magical darkness.
No.
Also, I can't cast inside the hut.
Nope. The only thing that we've ever done in any of the huts is cast light on a coin or something and
Yeah.
flick it outside.
All right. I guess we'll start with that because that will answer if we're dealing with magical darkness.
Yep.
If it is, the light spell will get snuffed out.
All right. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll
So,
a dex roll, please, to make sure you toss it in the right direction.
yeah. So I grab a nearby stone or something.
There are no stones in the hut.
All right, fine. I grab a copper piece,
Yep.
cast light on it, and now you want me to make a dexterity throw.
Yeah.
5.
Good news is it makes it outside the hut.
Yeah.
Bad news, it doesn't go very far.
No, that's fine.
Okay. You see the glowing light spell, but because it's really close to the hut, you see 30 feet. Sorry, it's 30-foot radius or 30
20
foot,
foot, I
20
think.
foot radius?
I'll check. It's been a long time since we checked the
Yeah, I know.
radius for light.
I know there's a certain amount of radius of bright and then a certain amount of radius of dim.
Okay, sorry. No, it's a 20-foot radius of bright light and a 20-foot further 20-foot radius of dim light,
Okay, so you see 20 feet from us, it looks like dirt floor.
which is not where we went to sleep.
No, there are no trees. There's no babbling brook.
Yeah.
There's no leaf litter. It's just dirt.
All right.
I would like you to roll a perception check now, please. Everybody's looking. You can have advantage, even though
Yeah.
it's dark.
20.
You see the odd footprint, but it's not a human footprint.
Okay.
They're actually quite large. They
Okay.
have like claws that dig into the dirt. Like someone's trying, like actually
Okay.
like a how a badger would be able to dig and has claws,
Yeah.
that sort of thing, but big.
Oh, okay. Excuse a cliched line. I do not think we are in Kansas anymore.
No, Dorothy, we're not.
All right. Two things come to mind. Somehow the hut and us have been transported somewhere else, which I don't know how that is possible. Or two,
If someone had stayed awake, we would know.
yes. Wow, that's unfortunate. I bet you love this at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Or two, that bloody trickster is back up to his old tricks again. We did encounter him not too long ago.
It's true. He could be up to his old troubles, but we
I
don't
did
know.
intimidate him quite a bit.
We dismantled his very elaborate trap and really didn't come to any effect whatsoever. So,
True. But let's be honest. This is the third. This will be the third time he's annoyed us, and this is kind of the way he works.
true.
Okay, so we're not in magical darkness. It's just dark.
It is literally no light,
I
darkness.
assume that means we're underground.
We would have to get out of the hut and actually cast a couple of light spells and
Yeah.
wander around a little bit before we'll know any of that.
All right. Well, I've had a bit of a rest. You're fully rested.
Yeah.
Are we up to finding out what's going on? Because if we wait for me to finish a long rest, the hut might disappear by that point.
Yeah, it is only 12 hours.
Yeah.
We can recast it. We are we are in no rush whatsoever, except for whatever this is.
Well, we're in a bit of a rush now because something has happened.
Well, you're not down any spell slots.
No.
You will need to make a another exhaustion check probably in about 4 to 6 hours, depending on what we end up doing.
Well, hopefully we won't be down here that long.
But other than that, I mean, you have all your spells and everything else you need.
Yeah. All right.
So
Speaking of
nice.
spells, I'm going to cast one before we proceed.
Mage armor?
Yep. I'm going to take the Arcane Grimoire and flip through it, and those pages of abjuration magic are going to adhere to me
All right.
because, well, I saw the claws, the claw marks.
All
So
right.
down here,
We both cast light on our.
stabs,
I step outside the hut, which means it
cut
dissolved.
vanishes. For the moment, I'm going to keep Alice summoned just to see for her nose and her other senses.
And as we wander around just a little bit, we are indeed in some form of cavern. We're kind of roughly here in the middle.
Okay.
Um, the floor is not packed dirt. It seems kind of like dirt that's been turned over. There's rubble everywhere, as you can see here, and that's pretty much what we see.
So some sort of burrowing creature, which might explain the rumbling last night.
It's a possibility.
Yeah. So did the ground give in beneath us and the sink down?
Well,
If I look up, do I see a hole?
roll a perception check.
With your assistance, I assume.
Yep.
Natural 20.
You don't see a hole, but you definitely see an indent where you suspect dirt has been moved around and looks like roughly hut shaped as it apparently came out of the ceiling. Yes, we are down
Yeah.
distance below the surface.
Okay, which does complicate matters for navigating.
You have, well, actually, no, actually, no, sorry, you were asleep. Never mind.
Yeah.
You have literally no idea which direction to go in. There are two,
Yes, there are two.
and for all intents and purposes, just for simplicity, north, south.
Yeah. Well, with my intelligence, I'm pretty sure I can make at least a guess, hazard a guess at which way north up above is down here. Which I,
Unfortunately, you were asleep.
true, but I assume I remember the direction that we were made set up camp in.
Yes, but you have no way of knowing whether or not the hut got moved, turned around, or anything while asleep.
Hmm.
And the hut doesn't have a front door.
No. Well, then we'll continue heading north just because,
Guess why not?
well, it's probably the safer bet at this point.
All right. Is Alice out still?
Yes, I'm gonna keep her summoned for the time being.
I would like to, um, no, just one roll. I would like a fresh perception roll as we start moving forward through this.
Okay, 22.
All right. For those of you who have never been in a cave, like literally in like underneath the earth, it is dead quiet. There's no sound. There's no light. It's just pure no background, no nothing.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why you kind of pick up the sound because as we go along a little bit,
Mhm.
you do hear the sound of something scrabbling through dirt.
Okay, so presumably this is whatever is burrowing down here.
As we progress a little bit more, excuse me, um, you do feel a vibration pass underneath us.
Oh, okay. Maybe there's more than one and they're burrowing underground even more.
It's yeah, it's like you're walking along,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you just feel a bit of vibration behind you, and then the vibration passes literally underneath your feet and heads off.
All right. Suddenly I feel like I'm in Tremors.
Yeah, without the big bulge of the sod or whatever that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as discreetly and quietly as we can, considering we're both carrying two massive beacons of light,
Yeah.
I would like us to proceed with caution.
All right. We walk along, and we'll just go by this one particular map for the moment,
Yeah.
or graphic. The area that we're in narrows, gets smaller, expands, it gets taller. It's, as far as we can tell, a fairly natural cavern that at some point was either filled with water or something. And now it's being used for something and has been slightly modified because you rolled, what was it, 20 something for perception last
22.
time? You do notice really deep gouging claw marks on the walls, especially as well. When we're like down in the wider area, no, but as we're getting along here and we're walking along,
Yeah.
I mean, this is fairly narrow. We can still walk side by side if you want to, but you can see, and as you touch the walls and whatnot, yeah, something is gouged out the walls.
Yep. Something really big has dug some of these tunnels, I
Something
suspect.
with really, really strong claws.
Yeah.
I would like you to roll a nature check, please.
Okay. It's a good roll, and I have nature. All right. I rolled a 25.
Yes, you spent, as I have, a good part of our youth growing up outside.
Yes.
Uh,
But not
ex
in caves.
yeah, exploring the plateau and the mountains, those mountains and stuff. And um, our mentor was very diligent in making sure we learned an awful lot about the various types of creatures, both natural and unnatural, uh, making sure that, in the odd case that we decide not to follow in his footsteps and stay on the plateau forever,
Yeah.
that we had a firm footing in, natural lore. You've never heard of anything that can do this.
Okay. So unlikely they were dealing with a natural creature then.
Well, there are things on, heaven and earth that our mentor probably has never run across himself.
Yeah.
It is a big continent,
Yes.
but you are unaware of anything in his teachings that could do this. So, could be unnatural. Who knows?
All right. Well, it's not here at the moment. The only thing we can do is proceed.
All right, we come to a Y junction.
Oh no. A Y junction
Yep.
in a natural cave system.
Yep. Well, natural but modified.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take the right path because what difference will it make?
None whatsoever.
Unless I can listen for something down here. They said there's not much background noise, so sounds will carry quite a ways.
There's no background noise.
All right.
There's that scrabbling I told you about. It happens intermittently and in both directions.
All right. So those things are in both directions.
Yep.
Well, let's take the right-hand path then, I guess, and we'll see where that leads.
All right. So we travel along and we end up coming out of the top end of a Y. So we split off.
Yeah.
This one goes up, and now we are it continues, and there's a Y that way.
Okay.
So
So it's like a diamond is the path we just walked.
yeah, that path may intersect from where we were.
All right. Well, if I still don't notice anything of interest along that other path, I just say we continue.
All right, well, we are going to continue then.
Yeah.
We end traveling along.
Yeah. What is that supposed to be?
Well, we come to a fairly narrow section.
Mhm.
This is about, I say, about 20 feet from side to side. It's not exactly tall.
Mhm.
You don't have to bend over or anything, but it is not a big cavern. And this is the best graphic I could find to represent what I think this sort of looks like.
All right.
It's a bit bigger than this. There's about maybe of that 20 feet, there's probably about 2 or 3 feet on either side that this does not encompass. And it is basically a shallow depression of dirt.
Oh, it's like an antlion thing.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, that's actually a perfect sort of analogy to what this looks like.
Yeah. All right. Well, if it is an antlion, we want to avoid getting pulled down by it.
Yeah, it would be a good. If it's an antlion, you definitely do not want to be pulled down by it. Yes,
Yes.
you don't want somebody chewing on your legs.
No. Also, even if that isn't the case, it might just drag us down even further, and then we'll have even harder time of getting out of here.
Yeah.
Can we avoid it? Can we go around?
And you walk around it, it will take a dexterity check because it does look like uh, the so the dirt
Yes.
does look relatively loose here. So, I mean, if using the antlion analogy, they're designed so that you kind of lose your footing and slide down into it.
Mhm.
It kind of looks a lot like that could be a possibility too. So yeah, I'll take a dex check, but you can get around.
All
If
right, let's
only
try
we still
going.
had our brooms.
I mean, I can fly. That's not a problem.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, I can also just misty step on the other side if it's 30
Yeah,
feet or less.
it is less than 30 feet.
However, I think at the moment, let's try and conserve our spells.
All right. Then I would like you to roll one of these, please.
Yep.
Add your dexterity modifier.
Yep. My best score. I rolled another natural one. Why do I just feel like this is going quite well for you, is what you're planning for the scenario.
I'm very happy, but all right. I rolled a total of 18.
Yes.
Keep my footing. And I see you just feet come straight up from underneath you. You land on the ground, start sliding down. I'm going to try and grab you.
Yeah. I'm guessing I can't help at all because I rolled a one.
Well, I rolled a 6 plus 2 this time, so 8.
Oh no, I might end up dragging you down with me.
No, I don't. I don't grab you.
Oh,
Uh, if I manage to grab you, then it'll be a strength check to see if I can hang on to you. Then we both go down because you
yeah.
know my strength modifier.
Better than mine.
Yeah. All right. So you slide a little bit. And yeah, the soil's really loose here. Oh, dirt. It's
Yes.
dirt. And you feel something grab your foot.
All right. Can I do anything?
Well, a sec. I am going to first roll to see how successful this is because
Or is this a contested roll? Or
not yet. I just want to make sure it's actually going to manage to grab hold of you. Then what do we got here? Yeah, that beats any kind of armor class adjustment you can ever manage to accomplish.
okay.
It was a 25
So
to grab.
something that grabbed onto me then.
Yeah. And there are claws digging into your leg muscles.
Okay.
So I
As
will,
in Tobias's claws digging into me, or I'm taking damage.
as in, you just took 10 points of damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those are sharp claws.
Yep. Very sharp claws while they're gouging out the sides of these walls.
Yeah, that wasn't there's no guarantee it was the same thing.
No, it may still not be the same thing. All right. So we're going to roll up some initiatives here because that was basically you being surprised.
Oh,
As
good.
you roll ones, you have to live with it. All right. I have a 16.
Oh, well, I'm really alert now. I have a 21.
What's your dex modifier? Nothing. Really? No.
That sounds good to me.
All right. You are up first.
What's our mystery friend have?
A 15. He's going last.
All right. I'm just gonna put attacker.
Sure.
All right. Well, the first thing I will do is probably what I should have done the first time. Can I still see over where you were standing?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you don't want to miss. If you're going to Misty Step, don't miss the Misty Step to where I am.
Why?
Because I'm not past yet. I'm passing.
Yeah.
But if you want to Misty Step,
Yeah. Can I see the other side?
what I'm doing, so this is the best side as what we're actually going through. I'm right about here.
Yeah.
You're about 3/4 of the way down.
Yeah.
If you want to Misty Step somewhere, Misty Step over here.
So I can see there.
You can see, but you'll be because you have to see where you're going to land.
Yeah.
You're going to be in the air a little bit.
That's fine.
You're depressed.
I will cast Misty Step and teleport as far as I can see on the other side of this out of this hole.
Okay, which means you can go about here.
Yep.
At which point you're going to come down,
Yep.
which I would like you to roll a dexterity check for, please.
10.
Kind of average. Well, you're not really falling more than about 5 or 6 feet.
No.
We'll say that's fine.
Okay. At which point I would like to stand up.
All right. You stand. Well, you don't fall down. Tens.
Okay.
You're not comfortable, but you're vertical.
All right. At which point I would like to look into the hole and see what grabbed me.
Well, it's not much of a depression,
Yeah.
but the depression's nothing actually showed above the ground. You're as you slid down, you kind of plowed up a bunch of dirt, and then something grabbed hold of you and was trying to pull you down. But then all of a sudden you were somewhere else.
Yeah.
So you can't see anything.
All right. In that case, I would like to hold my action, and I'm going to ready Ray of Frost for when I see something come out of that hole.
All right. You're readying Ray of Frost for a possible...
For a target, basically, yeah.
All right. We come to me. I see you rematerialize.
Yeah.
I am going to join you if I can. Not a problem. I also don't see anything.
You see the fact that my leg is torn up a little bit?
I do see the blood, yes. And the fact that you're maybe limping a little bit.
leaning on my staff a bit while you're raising my other hand. It's glowing blue.
And you look maybe a little freaked out.
Yeah.
And then we're all standing there waiting. I will copy you and I'll hold
Fireball. Yeah.
Okay. We wait there, a heartbeat, and then we start feeling the ground rumbling underneath our feet.
Oh no.
So what happened? You feel the rumble, sorry, and the rumble is getting closer.
It's burrowing under the ground.
Yeah. You move 30 feet.
Well, I teleported as far as I could away from the hole.
So at most that would be 30 feet, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
And it would have been on an angle, so it might be less.
Yes. So it's alright, it's fine. I just want to make sure it had the movement rate to get to us and attack. And it does.
Okay.
Alright. It can't see us. It feels our presence.
I assume it has some sort of tremor sense.
So it's going to do the old favorite of ours. I'm going to roll us excited. You always like evens, right?
Yes.
Ah. Some weird alignment is happening that just doesn't normally happen.
Oh, it's going after me.
Yeah. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Oh no.
This is going to hurt. All right.
I was laughing.
Yeah. As we're standing there waiting, two arms reach up out of the dirt with huge claws. I mean, huge claws. And it's grabbed you once. It's going to try and grab you again. At this point, your cantrip goes off.
Yep. So I assume it's a disadvantage because it's a melee with me.
Yes. And mine goes off too. I better roll that.
Also a disadvantage.
Also a disadvantage.
Okay. Well, I rolled really high.
Oh, good lord, so did I.
Yeah. Okay. That's a 26 to hit.
At disadvantage?
Yes.
Well, I think you might hit.
All right. I need some d8s. 2d8 cold.
Yep.
It takes 10 points of cold damage. Oh, and its move rate is reduced by 10.
And my firebolt goes off. Doing 16 points of damage.
All right. At least we're doing damage to this thing.
All right. You hear...
Surprise, I assume?
Hmm?
Surprise, I assume?
You hear... it's muffled by the sand, by the dirt, because all it's come out of the dirt so far is two arms.
Yep.
And you hear this weird sound. It doesn't sound like anything you've ever heard before, but it's been modified by the dirt, so it's hard to tell. It's kind of like a warbling sound.
Okay.
So back to the fact that you just are taking damage.
Yeah, so it didn't that so my so the damage didn't convince it not to attack.
It is happening simultaneously because we're releasing as it comes in out.
Yeah.
So that would be 22 plus. The first critical hit that hit you does 26 points of damage.
Okay, that's brutal.
Natural 20s, I tell you. And then the second hit is a dirty 20.
Well, as a reaction, I will cast Shield, which will
Okay.
bring my armor class up to 21.
All right, so that one grazes off your...
Yeah, after I feel the first one.
shimmering field of pages of book.
That doesn't look like pages of book.
No, everything else does.
No, that's mage armor.
Okay.
It's just invisible. It's an invisible field of force that forms, and it ripples like the surface of water when it's struck.
Okay. Because it missed with its second arm, you are still with me.
Oh, it has to grapple. Okay, it needs to hit me with both attacks to grapple.
Yes, so hit clawed you, went for the second one, grazed off something,
Yeah.
and then it's now you're not actually being held anymore. But there's still two arms there.
Yes.
And it has a little bit of movement left because you literally can't teleport 30 feet because of the geometry of it all.
Yeah.
So it puts its hands down and pulls itself up.
Now we're gonna gotta look at this thing.
You see a very odd creature. Its eyes were closed when it was underneath the ground. The eyes are not opening. And its eyes are immense for its head size. Their irises are totally black. And the light is just
Painful for it, I assume.
it seems to be more annoyed at the light than it is at the fact that we just hit it with magical damage. So,
Yeah, well, it wasn't a lot of damage.
so it lifts itself up so it can see what's going on, and then winces at the light, and then ducks back underneath the dirt, and we don't see it anymore.
Okay.
It's now hidden underneath the dirt. So, top of the round is you.
Do I have a target?
You see nothing.
All right, that doesn't stop area effect stuff, but the ground might.
The ground might.
Yeah. All right. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is take a potion.
Refilling?
No, I'm gonna go for something bigger.
Need a little bit more oomph in your potion.
Yeah. I'm gonna use one of the two greater healing potions I have.
All right.
I wish I still had one of those superior ones, but all right.
I do have one of those. If
Well, it's my turn, so
yeah, we'll figure that out.
I'll take this one first.
Okay.
Oh, good grief, 2 ones. All right, so
the first half of it.
What?
You only got 4 out of the first half of it.
well, I have 8 here plus 4 is 12.
All right.
All right. Well, it helps.
It helps. Yeah, natural 20s are a pain.
Yeah, they're nasty.
Yep.
Still down a fair bit. All right.
Bonus action done.
Yes. All right. I don't want to waste any spell slots especially any high level spells that are not going to potentially work. I'm going to ready Frostbite this time because Frostbite doesn't care if it gets into melee with me or not.
All right. How are you moving?
No, this thing might hunt by sound. I want to see if we've scared it off yet or not.
All right. Well, it did take a good chunk of damage.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to like the light.
It doesn't. Yeah. All right. Maybe it's going to try something else. All right. I'll just ready Firebolt.
Okay.
I did a good chunk of damage with it last time, so I'll just ready that and wait. All right. We do feel, like I said, another heartbeat after we decide these things.
Yeah.
A vibration on the ground. And it is going to try doing something. I would like you to roll a dexterity saving throw, please.
Well, these have not been going well for me so far.
Oh, I'm going to claim that as being cocked because it is on an angle a little bit.
That means it was bad, probably.
Yeah, it was just up on an angle against the side there. Alright, I'm going to roll.
I rolled an 18.
19.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the dirt almost turns into quicksand.
All right, so it's making another one of those antlion traps.
As we jump to the side, and the dirt subsides, but we're out of the range of it.
Mhm. Okay. I assume we still don't have targets, though.
You see nothing.
All right. Well, so now what?
Nothing happens, so top of the round is you.
All right. Well, I will take the refilling healing potion this time and drink that,
All right.
and almost get back the same amount of hit points.
I know it.
I heal 7 more,
All right.
and I still don't see anything to hit with a spell.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
All right. I am going to move 30 feet further away from this thing,
Yep.
down back in the direction we were heading, so that way.
Yep.
And once I get there, I'm going to ready frostbite again, just
Okay.
waiting to see if something's going to attack.
I will join you on my turn and do the same thing.
Yep.
All right. At this point,
Mhm.
we feel that approaching tremor of vibration, but this time it passes by.
Okay.
Well, actually, that's not true. We can't move that far. It we move our 30 feet. We feel that vibration approach us, gets to us. Nothing happens. So it's now your turn. So what do you want to do?
All right. I think this thing has learned that its tricks aren't working. It might be trying to set a trap for us. I suggest we just put distance between, try and put distance between us and it.
Keep heading north.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
going to move and dash this time. I'm not going to bother readying a cantrip. It doesn't seem to be.
Okay. In short order, if we keep doing that, we will
Yeah.
fall out of combat
Okay.
and we leave it behind. Excuse me.
All right. Well,
Excuse me.
all right. So I'm going to put the refilling flask of healing potion back in my bag of holding and take out the remaining greater and just another regular healing potion. Put those in my pockets just to ready them.
All right. We wander along.
Yeah.
I'm going to use this graphic because I did not make a graphic for every corridor that we're going to be going into
Yeah.
because there's an awful lot of them. So this is going to be our generic one until something comes up.
Okay.
So before many seconds go by,
Mhm.
um, that whatever that was falls behind. Oh,
Yeah.
now that we're out of combat, you can roll a fresh nature check if you like.
This is much worse.
Never mind that.
Yeah.
You've never heard of
13.
these things. No, yeah, don't know what it is.
Okay. Nasty is what it is.
It was big.
Yeah.
We're not sure, but given the size of its head and those arms, unless it's really disproportionate for the rest of it, it is much taller than you are.
Okay.
Well, it's
In
not like a
fact, I'm
child.
going to drink another potion.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Oh, all right. I heal 8 more hit points.
I do have a single superior healing potion.
Save it at this point.
All right. We
I'm only
continue.
down 9 hit points at this point. So,
Okay.
but yeah,
Continue.
I've had to use 3 potions so far to recover from the injuries, and that's not even putting me at full.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's that was a nasty well, claw.
Yeah.
Good thing it didn't hit with the other one.
Yeah.
All right, we move along.
Yes.
From time to time, we do feel slight vibrations. Is Alice still out?
I would have unsummoned her at this point after the battle.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
now you unsummon her
Yeah.
because we do feel that slight vibration,
Yeah.
uh, but they're coming and going. Whatever these things are,
Yeah.
you are sure that there's more than one for there's just literally no way there could be just one of these things doing this.
Joy. One of them's been bad enough.
Yeah, we did 26 points of damage, so it didn't seem to care, but it really, really didn't like our light spell.
Yeah. Well, it's unfortunate that we literally have nothing stronger in that department than this light cantrip.
Yeah, should have made that statue. Oh, sorry, not statue. It's a sun pendant.
Yeah, sunburst pendant. Yeah, if you had that pendant, we could you could be donning them.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
yeah,
how they would like a second sun appearing in their underground world.
probably not.
No.
I suspect it would be bad. All right, we move along.
Yeah.
Come in through corridors that look a lot like this, but just ignore that. We do begin to hear some noise from ahead,
Okay.
actual sounds of things moving around and not just scrabbling through dirt sounds. So before I give you anything more accurate, could you roll a perception check, please?
All right, with
With
her assistance.
oh yeah,
Okay, 19.
you actually hear some conversation. Um, the sound of a whip cracking every now and then, and the sound, the sound that our staves make when we tap them on the ground. Some of that sound, and yeah, it sounds like numerous things are happening up
All
ahead.
right. Something tells me there are other people down here that these things have abducted or
You also kind of hear, oh, sorry, that's what you hear. You also sort of begin to sense a very faint light.
okay, so there's light up ahead.
Would you like to proceed?
Yes, with caution.
That will require
It
a
hasn't
dex.
helped so far though.
Yeah. With our blazing lights, we will try some stealth.
Well, we could try navigating with the light up ahead, but we'll wait until we get closer for that. 25 for me.
Okay. Shielding our light sources a little bit so they're not so blazing. We do head forward and you come into this room.
Oh, good grief. That looks like a lot of those antlion things.
Yes, this is accurate.
Okay.
Now, in each of these holes is one of those creatures, and it is occupied. It looks like it is tending kind of like a crop of mushrooms. It's hard to tell from this distance. And on top of that, there are humans with bleached white skin walking back and forth on these. Some of them have whips, some of them have, all of them have a spear, and they are speaking in a language you don't understand, but the um, creatures seem to be paying attention to them. And what they're doing is they're harvesting whatever this is, and you see the odd cart, and they're looks like they're uh, like a farming community where the instead of having oxen, you have these things.
Okay, so the humanoids are the ones that seem to be in charge then?
Oh, yes. And one of them spots us.
Yep.
Roll natural 20.
Okay.
Excuse me. And takes out uh, a tube,
Oh no.
blows into it, and there's a loud
Oh, not a
whistling
blowgun.
sound. Hmm?
Not a blowgun.
Not a blowgun.
No, okay, it's a horn.
There's a loud whistle sound, and everybody, there's about a half a dozen humans here. They all turn and look at us. All the creatures in all of these
By which
pits
I count 18.
turn around and look at us. The humans say some sharp sound. It's a language, but you don't understand it. Point at us, and then these things start getting out of those pits and heading towards us. The humanoids,
Mhm.
uh, turn and just a little bit,
Run
and
towards that door.
they run towards. This is not actually a door. It's just because of the angle we're at. It's an archway, and
Okay.
they're running that way. All of them. They
All
left.
right.
They've kept their weapons, which have a faint glow to it. The spear part has a
Yeah.
faint glow to it, and they have their whips and everything. But they left all the mushrooms and everything else behind. All these creatures are getting up out of their pits, climbing up, standing now. When you see they're about 7-ish feet tall,
Yeah.
have massive forearms. Their legs are a bit smaller, torsos are pretty thick, and their eyes are currently open. But as they get a bit closer to us, the light starts to bother their eyes.
Yeah.
They close their eyes, but they
Okay.
still keep coming forward.
So I assume with even with just my passive insight, I can tell that these things are hostile.
They themselves, um, they've been given an order.
Yeah.
That's the impression you get, and they are now carrying it out. And then they are coming towards us.
All right then.
We can roll for initiative if you like. And yes, that is how many there are.
18 of these things? Oh dear.
18 of these things.
Well, I have a 13 this time.
I have a 17. You have a 13. And they have. Oh, yeah. They're way behind. So I'm up first, glancing down at your leg. And I said, I don't want these things to touch me. I'm going to hold a fireball until. Let's back this up a little bit because we're not there. We're just near the mouth of this thing. I'm gonna wait for them to congregate a bit better, and then I'm gonna cast fireball. I don't think I can get them all, but I'm pretty sure if I wait long enough, I can get about half of them.
All right.
That is my plan.
18 of these things.
18 of these things.
All right, so you're holding fireball.
I'm holding a fireball.
All right then.
Every time I roll one of these things, I say, I wish I had elemental adept fire.
So you already rolled it?
Well, I'm rolling it now because it's going to happen.
All right. Well, in that case, I might as well hold my third level evocation spell. I'm going to hold a frost breath spell
Okay.
until enough of them are in range for me to release it.
Okay. We can back up a bit.
Yeah.
One sec here. We can back up so they have to funnel towards us a bit better, and that'll give your clone something to do.
Yep.
You're not going
Yeah.
to be able to get them all, just like I can't, because they simply do not physically fit in the areas that we're using.
Yep.
So I cast Fireball
Yep.
for 22 points of damage.
That is not a lot.
That is terrible.
And they haven't even rolled their saving throws yet.
No. So I'm going to do this in 2 batches because I don't want to roll 18 of these things. We'll call it Group 1 and Group 2. Group 1. Oh, that's a 3. I don't even bother looking up your modifiers. So you take 22 points of damage. Group 2. Ooh, that's a 17. Group 2 takes 11 points of damage.
So, okay, 4 of them took 22 and the other took half.
Yes.
So how many were caught in group 1 and how many were caught in group 2?
All right. I was dividing it in half, so no, that's right. This doesn't work. 18. So I was thinking I got 9 of them.
Yeah.
I'll roll to see how many were in group 1. 5 were in group 1.
Okay.
4 were in group 2, and then we still have a further 9 which are unaffected by anything.
Yeah, and we still have 18 of these things because they took more damage than that last time.
Yes. Now, something else happens.
All right.
Fireball. Well, it's burning damage.
Yeah, it's fire.
The other side effect of it is very bright. So when this goes off, all of them scream.
Oh, even the light of a fireball isn't pleasant.
Yeah. They all scream. I'm gonna roll some morale here. That is funny. The ones in the back haven't taken any damage yet.
Mm-hmm. So they don't understand.
They shield their eyes, even though their eyes are closed, with their huge hands, and turn their heads away. The ones that are caught in the fireball itself,
yeah,
seem to be more resolute.
Okay. So the 9 that took damage are still coming.
They haven't done. None of them have done anything except scream.
Yeah.
But the ones in the back seem to be cowed, maybe.
All right.
You're up.
Well, I'm waiting for them to approach.
No, they already have.
Oh, then should be releasing my spell then.
Yeah, I held my fireball until we could do both.
Okay. Then Constitution saving throws for
Yep, I will
however
roll.
many of them can fit inside a 30-foot cone.
They all fail. You can get 9 of them.
All right. Oh, that's very good.
Well, one of us should roll well.
8, 8, 7. So that is 23 points of cold damage.
Wow.
How did they roll on their saving throw?
No, they all failed.
All of them failed. Okay.
So how much? 23 you said?
23. So 5 of them taking 45 points of damage. And the others have taken 30.
34. All right. Now we come to their turn.
Oh, they're still all alive.
Everybody's still alive.
All right, those 9 are also frozen.
Yes. The 9 in the back, whose morale check I rolled because of the bright flash of light, turn and run away and dive into the nearest of those pits that you see.
Okay.
From sight. The other
9 are frozen in place.
wish they could move,
Yeah.
but can't.
So should we just drop the number down to 9 then?
Well, we'll just leave it at this for the moment because these it may modify as we go along. So it is now their turns.
Okay, well, 9 of them just ran away, and the other 9,
Are going to try and break free of your ice.
yes.
I'll do the same rolls as before.
It's a strength check this time.
14, you have a strength modifier. That's an 18 for the first batch of 5.
All
So,
right, that's a success.
yeah. So 5 of them break free,
And 4 do not.
and 4 do not.
All right, well, that's their action to break free.
So now they're shaking off the remnants of the ice that's around them, and they can move. And
Yes.
that's all. All right. Roll one of these before. Oh, well, that's a natural one. They all turn and run away, but they can't go very far
Okay.
because they can't dash because their action's been used up.
Mhm.
So they move 30 feet. And then, yeah, they seem a little stiff from the cold.
Okay.
Burn patches on them.
So we come to you now.
Yeah, they only move 30 feet.
So you could fireball them again if you want.
Yeah, I could fireball them again. Quite easily. Let's see what I'm going to do here. Interesting. I say to you, I don't think they wanted to do this. I think they're being made to.
Possibly. I'm pretty sure the first stone we encountered had no issues with it, though.
Yeah, but that they may not all be here. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really want to just fireball them to death. What do you think? Want me to?
Well, you're a you're an autonomous sapient being. You can make your own decisions.
All right, I let them go.
All right. So, should we just remove them from combat then?
We will now drop out of combat.
All right. So there are still 4 of them here, present, who are frozen for the time being. They can keep trying to break free on their turn if they want.
Oh, very next turn they break free.
All right.
They seem immensely strong.
Yeah. Well, I took a lot of damage from their claws, and they dug this out, obviously.
Yeah, and then they see that they're all by themselves
Well,
and don't even bother anything but just head off.
yeah.
And you notice that each of them is now occupying one of those depressions.
All right. So they went back home for all intents and purposes.
Yep. After this sort of settles down for a few seconds, shift this the other way now. You do see some humanoids, those original humans. We'll
Okay.
call them humans. The original people that were there, that were
Yeah.
here farming with the spears and the whips,
Yeah.
they're congregated at the mouth of this entrance here.
All right. So I was correct when I heard those sounds. There's indeed does seem to be some sort of slave labor going on. I just got which was which wrong.
And one of them is blowing frantically on that whistle.
I'll say to them, I don't think they want to fight anymore. They probably do not understand me.
You do not see any recognition.
I wish I had tongues prepared, but I do not.
No. Or comprehend languages, I assume.
Well, I can ritual cast that, so no, I don't have it prepared. But I could cast it now, but it's gonna take 10 minutes. Who knows if that's going to come in handy or not?
Yeah.
Besides,
So
I don't think I should start a ritual spell when I possibly have enemies just across the room.
it is a big chamber.
Yes.
But yes, you're not it doesn't take 10 minutes to walk across it. It wouldn't even take a minute.
No. They
So,
might build up their courage if they see one of us distracted with something.
yes.
Or they might get terrified when they see one of us casting a spell and then decide to come over and attack.
Yeah, there's that too.
All right.
Let's see what I can do here. What are you guys going to do? So far, they just seem to be sitting there. There's some sort of conversation going on over there. Can't understand it.
No. All right. I think I see a clear path around all of these sinkholes this time.
Yes, this room is bigger.
Yeah.
There is literally a safe with no dex check at all
Yeah.
way around it.
Well,
Uh,
this section here.
yeah, just
Yeah.
head around here, and then you can head this way.
All right. I think we should start doing that.
All right, I'm going to roll a reaction for them as we
Yeah.
start approaching. Okay, as we come in here and start heading this way, those individuals up there get very agitated, and um, a new person, a new individual shows up,
All right.
not carrying a spear, not carrying a whip. Um, Seems to be dressed in some actually rather nice looking clothes, finery, robes,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call them. And
So very out of place down here.
well, the other ones are dressed relatively well too. Um, just very, very like pure white skin almost, like almost translucent. This guy is also very, very pale. And he looks at us as we round in. Oh, why am I pointing at the bloody screen?
As we're rounding the corner there.
As we round the corner here, there are little groups here. Uh, he starts saying something. You don't understand it. And seems to be moving his hands in
Oh,
a.
I recognize a spell being cast when I see one, though.
Yes, if you like, you can roll an Arcana check.
Okay.
Oh, it'll be a disadvantage. Sorry.
All right. So that's the lower of the two. Roll a 17.
All right. This is not a spell that you know, but it is on our list.
Okay.
This is Hypnotic Pattern,
Okay. How far away is this person?
just within the range, 120 feet.
Okay, so that's out of range for counterspell then.
Yeah.
All right. Um, okay. We're about to be hit with hypnotic pattern, I say, as I assume the spell goes off.
Yes. So I would like you to roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
Very good at those.
Oh, I rolled a 17 before modifiers.
I rolled a 19 before modifiers.
We ignore the hypnotic pattern and keep moving, I assume.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right.
I don't think their spell save DC is 27.
No. This is a concentration spell. Is it?
It is. It's an odd one where the spell itself is concentration, but the area of effect of the spell is temporary. Like it's
Yeah.
like a, well, he doesn't have to maintain concentration on the spell because it did nothing.
Yeah. So as he sees us moving,
Yeah.
excuse me, um, he really gets agitated at this point
Yeah.
and starts almost screaming at his the ones beside him,
Mhm.
saying that you know
Something.
Roll an insight check. There's
Well,
a
yeah.
lot of body language happening here.
12.
You know he's angry. You
Yep.
know he's concerned, and you
He
think
wants
it has.
them to do something.
He wants them to do something, and you think it involves all our little friends in the pits too,
Yeah.
because things are not going the way he wants them to.
Yeah.
So,
I'm surprised you haven't fireballed them yet.
uh, well, the nine of them
Yeah.
with spears advance out. They come out, they spread out, and they all have one of those whistles, and they start blowing them frantically. And as we're about here, you see all a whole pile of heads pop up out of the pits. And let's see. And they start climbing out.
All right.
All 18 of them.
Again.
Some of them are really damaged.
Yes.
Some of them are, well, we'd call bloodied, I guess, at
Yeah.
this point.
I should hope so.
Yeah. And they start shambling. Well, not shambling. They reluctantly are heading towards us. And then the guys in the back with the whips are cracking their whips. They're screaming, blowing their whistles really loud.
Yeah.
And these guys are doing what they have to do.
I said, hand me the bead, the bead.
You want me to throw in the fireball bead?
Well, I was gonna know I was meant hand it to me, and then you throw
Oh,
in the fireball and I throw in the bead, and
all right. Okay, so I hand you the remaining fireball bead.
yes. Well, it's a good time to use it, I think. Because but I think we should aim at the well the slave drivers.
The bead does not have a 120-foot range. I don't.
No?
I'm pretty sure it's not the same as fireball. I think it's 60 feet.
So okay, first of all, fireball is 150-foot range.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was thinking of 120 for some reason. Yeah, no, that's magic missile. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure because it needs to be thrown.
All right, beads of fireball. Yes, it is thrown 60 feet away. So I have to get closer, is what you mean.
We both have to get a lot closer to them if you want to hit the actual drivers. And the problem with that also is we're right about here,
Yeah.
and we have a whole slew of guys coming right towards us. On top of that, the guy who was casting the hypnotic pattern was at the 120 mark. These guys are all spread out. Even if we were within range, which
Mhm.
you can get it within range of some of them quite easily. Like if you move 30 feet, you'll be within range of a few of them, but they're spread out in a line, so we're not getting all of them in one fireball.
No,
Two.
but we're going to be throwing two off.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't, these things don't seem to like light at all, and even the basically the faint and sudden light of the fireball exploding was enough.
Yeah.
I think that if we throw two of them in here, we might be able to scare them off again. And also possibly put an end to this attempt to attack us.
All right. That's the plan.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna roll some initiatives here again.
Can't we just go stick with the same order? It's all set up. Was it a no?
That was definitely a no.
All right, I have a 19 this time.
All right. We have a 19. I have a 7. They have a 6. Those guys have a 8. And Buddy Boy, way in the back, it's a 9. Wow, no one broke 10 but you.
Okay. So
That's
I'm
just
definitely at
weird.
first, is what you mean.
Yeah. So this is as you are figuring out what you want to do, this is what you see. You have 18 some charred and still frosty individuals with huge heads and big eyes, which they've closed, and huge claws. They're all shambling towards us reluctantly. You can tell by their body language, even though they're
Yeah.
not humanoid. Well, they are humanoid, they're not human.
Yeah.
You've got an array of 9 albino
Yeah.
men with spears and whips and whistles egging them on. And then you have one, um, some sort of
Magic user.
magic caster back here, and he is ordering various things we don't know.
All right.
And that is where we're going to take our break.
Oh, okay. That's where we're going to take a break.
Yeah.
I guess we'll come back here in a few minutes to see how this goes.
Yeah.